Success in any industry or in any pursuit in life, I think, can be boiled down to three things: talent, luck, and what's up, beauties? My name is Mitch. Welcome back to my channel. I use this channel to talk to myself with you in hopes that I learn more about this experience, and if you learn something in the process too, that's pretty cool. Wait. Oh, yeah. There we go. That's lovely. Thanks so much for watching all my videos and all my content and stuff. Y'all are the bee's knees. You make me feel good. And so I just like talking with you. So I want to talk about this because it's something that I've been really thinking about recently in terms of just like next steps in my life and my propelling forward into the life that I want to live and the career choices and all that stuff. So in school, I went to theater school, and one of my professors in the first semester broke it down into those three things of success can be boiled down into talent, timing, and luck. And so I kind of want to just talk about those three factors and how we can cultivate those things in our lives, and then how to utilize those to make the changes that we want to make. Crap. Do you ever just delete a file that you didn't mean to delete? That was me right now, baby. Oh my God. So talent's easy to understand, right? It is the necessary skills and abilities to do the thing that we set out to do. I will use the framework of acting because that is the way in which I learned this. So, but I think it can be applied to any field of practice or any field of study. But talent, it makes the most sense. It is a skill-based thing. Obviously, I do think people have natural affinities toward certain things, so that does sort of account for that natural talent, but I don't think that people are born naturally talented. They may have the gift, but I think talent is something that can be cultivated and grown. Michael Jordan famously practiced as much as he did when he was young to become the athlete that he is, or the athlete that we know him as. And that's so true for every athlete. And I think that that's true for actors as well. Well, okay. No, I shall not deep dive into the difference between acting and sports. But I will say that obviously acting is a cyclical art form in that a part of it is getting back to that place of childlike wonderment and permeability and how to access that instantaneously. And I think that that is a talent and a skill that can be cultivated through classes and building, training more than anything else. And so that's where I think if we are in a new field of study, or if we are in the process of having a huge change to cultivate that talent, education and classes, or seeking guidance from an expert in the desired field. And the expert, I think, isn't even like this upper echelon top 0.001% person that you have to follow, because sometimes that information that they give is so far removed from your current situation that it isn't as helpful as maybe finding someone who's 5 steps ahead or 10 steps in the direction of where you want to be, of where we want to be. How can we utilize those people as a resource to help cultivate that talent? Talent without effort is wasted talent. All of these things are not isolated incidences. They do require, I think, a combination of each other to work. And I think each one of these things by itself is something that can be emboldened by effort. Throughout all of this, I think trying is the most important thing that we can do. The most important thing. It's just to try. Try, 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 try. I'll go against what Yoda says, do or do not. There is no try. I say try. Try, try, try. And if it works, great. And if you like it, excellent. And if it's scary and you judge yourself because you're not getting the exact amount of reaction or external validation that you wanted from it or perceived that you would get from it instantaneously, talking to myself, that's okay. And that doesn't mean you have to quit. And it also means you can quit. You can also stop something if it's not serving you anymore. If it's not serving me anymore. And I'm talking directly to me in this moment. I do not have to continue something that no longer serves me, even if I have invested so much of my time into it. Hello, sunk cost fallacy. Timing. Timing is nebulous. It's really difficult to define the sort of timing of these things because it's different for everyone. It's different. And this is the one that's really different for the field. Timing is in direct opposition of youth. I think we as a culture favor youth more than experience. And so a lot of the inner turmoil comes from, oh, if I don't have the success that I envision for myself by the time I'm 25, or like the average age of a professional athlete, I'm a total failure. And I don't think that that's true. Timing is hard to quantify because it's hard to know exactly when that success will happen and having that trust, which I'll get to. But proximity helps. If the thing that you want, be close to it so that the timing will align. And it's frustrating because I wish it was an easier answer than, or I wish it was a quantifiable do this and that's the result that you will get, right? Do this at this specific time and that's when you'll get that success. But timing doesn't work like that. And finally, luck. Luck is by far the most difficult thing or concept of these three to attain or reckon with because of its very nature, because it only shows up every so often. And maybe each one of us in our lives are lucky only a handful of times. But the challenge to that for myself is how can I expand my definition of luck to understand and see all of the luck around me every day? Because luck is not something that we can control. Luck is something that we can dance with. And obviously, through preparation and talent and timing, we can make our own luck and we can manifest that through mindfulness practices, visualization, spiritual work. Luck is something that can, I think it's not something that is completely unattainable. It's more like a fish and you're trying to catch it with your bare hand. So sometimes it slips through, but sometimes you do have that excellent little grab and you grab the fish and then you can eat it. I don't know what I don't this okay. Luck is actually though, oddly enough, I think in the current landscape of the world that we live in with social media and the access of going viral and like leveraging that viral success to generate the success that you want, starting a business, becoming famous, blah, blah, blah. It can be so much easier to attain that luck than ever before because of social media, because all it takes now is one post. And the consistency of doing that is bound to happen. And I think because there's so much happening and so much just media and content being pumped out daily, the opportunity to create our own luck is that much higher. But it also, I think, devalues luck in that way because I remember when going viral used to mean something. Well, that's not true. I mean, me talking like I've gone viral before. I've never have. And maybe a lot of us haven't. But luck is now something I think that is so much more inside of our grasp and so much more able to be attained because of the access and connection that the internet has. And I think that that does favor into timing. And I also think that does detract away from talent, because someone who is posting consistently is is sort of supercharging the timing and the luck so that maybe talent doesn't have to always be there. That may also just be me being a hater. Just wishing that I had all of that success and that talent, or had that luck and that timing, and believing that everyone who has that success over me is not as talented as I am, which, whatever, is not true. And it's a little bit like gambling, I think, because luck, the more, especially with, posting, where the more you buy in, right, the chance of winning or the chance of hitting it big is statistically not zero. Certainly not 50-50, and certainly not going to be something that will definitely happen regardless of the effort and the time and the luck, or the effort, the time, and the talent that we have and put into it. Sometimes it's just people are lucky, and sometimes other people aren't. And then there's that challenge again of expand my idea of what luck is so that I can understand what is luck. So to put all of these things together, each one of us has talent, timing, and luck. And I think it's definitely a matter of understanding and reevaluating where my timing is, where I do have good timing, and where I do have good luck, and where I do have talent. And it can be as small as I hit every green light on the way home. How lucky am I? And I got home right in time to get my Amazon package that had perishables in it, so I could take it right in and put it right in my fridge. What great timing. And then I cook food, and it's the best food ever because I'm so talented. Blah blah blah. I was trying to get all three in this metaphor. But throughout all of this, the key is trust. That is the ultimate cultivation of talent, timing, and luck. It's trust. Trusting our instincts, trusting ourselves, trusting that the universe, this thing outside of us, is propelling us in a direction that, whether or not this external thing is pushing us in a direction, and that is our path. And if we are resisting that path, how much are we actually resisting the timing and the luck and the ability to cultivate that talent, instead of surrendering to the path or surrendering to this push, and understanding that through that surrender is where the luck starts to happen more, the timing starts to happen more, trusting that timing and knowing that when the luck and when the timing do show up and present themselves, we then have the talent to match, or the talent to show our most authentic self in those moments. Yeah. Wow. I just wasn't breathing at all during this. Interesting. And I think that's it. Talent, timing, luck. Yes, they are challenging, but also attainable for each one of us. Thanks so much for watching. What's something that you are talented at? I think that's step one. Let me know in the comments below, and then we can figure out how you can be in proximity for some more luck. But you're great. We are great. We've got this. And okay. Goodbye. Ah, yes. Goodbye. Ta ta. You're still here? Cool. Hey. How's that thing? How's that thing on the thing on the thing? Yeah? Is that thing okay? You know what I'm talking about? I think you do. You're wild. And it went like that? Oh my. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow. Okay. What if it I'm not even saying anything.